The review. Hello guys, it's your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You guys know that we are here for our second installment of Reading Things My Way, Season 2, Episode 2, the goddamn review, baby. We got some teens to get into, girl. They had done jam-packed this episode, girl. We're going to talk about that too, child. But before we even get into the meat and the potatoes of this review, if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. Give me your nasty piece of thumbs up as well. Thumbing up helps YouTube's algorithm. It literally is your version of hitting the share button. YouTube will recommend the video and the content out into the YouTube multiverse. If you also don't mind, share the stream out over on all of your social medias, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, child. Just get the word out that the king is actually kinging. And everybody needs to make sure that you have your notification bell set to all so that you can keep up with all of the latest uploads, because you never know what day or hour I'm going to be busting through those claps and rapturing you up in content, baby. Now we're going to run my old nasty piece of intro, girl, and then we're just going to get right into things. Okay?
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This was a long arse episode, girl. Almost 2 hours. And do you know how lazy these people is, baby? Do you know that these people took 3 scenes and made them damn near 45 minutes each, sugar? Is this the damn season finale, baby? Is this the reunion episode, girl? 2 hours and 3 scenes. Make it make sense. So the scene opens up in Larry's Illuminati chambers with Shamaka, honey, and Vincent himself. And this is a follow-up to the Astro World Festival disaster, also known as Thanksgiving dinner. Vincent is stumbling all over his words, and he can't seem to get out extend an olive branch, baby. And the reason why he can't get this out is because he's nervous about anyone buying into his cover story regarding him just trying to be helpful rather than a messy-ass Gemini at dinner the night before. So the Holy Ghost just reached right into Vincent's mouth, baby, and started twisting and turning and just rebuking and binding and twisting up all the lies and false narratives that Vincent was going to spew in defense of himself. Now, while this is going on, Larry got deer meat and pork and beans and shellfish and shit flying out of the gaps in his damn teeth because he's getting prepared to get permanent dentures in his mouth. And I know this means a lot to Larry because he been dreaming, girl, of getting rid of this humbled ass, country apostolic ass set of teeth and exchanging them for an old fancy Kojic set of grills. And I think that it is so humbled and modest of Larry to want a perfect set of teeth to flaunt in the faces of broke-ass, snaggle-tooth Americans. Child, they go on to talk about Kendall needing to step his boy pussy up and self-initiate some tutelage about his role as a personal assistant, which could come from consulting with Vincent because he was Larry's first assistant and did it well, according to Larry's review. Now, I'm just gonna add, Kendall, if you ever need an occupation, you can come over here. I'm sure I can pay you way more than Larry is paying you. The only requirement is that you are butt naked, and I'm going to have you just tote boxes for me. I'm going to have you cook me breakfast, dinner, and lunch. And I just want you to make up my bedspread and fluff my pillows. And if the queen needs a massage every now and again, I just want you to let the Holy Ghost use your hands and give me a real deep tissue massage while you butt naked. There will never be no short of work for you in this country as long as God gives and puts breath into me. Okay? So while I do think that all employees should consistently seek ways to enhance their performances and knowledge base of their roles, I also think that Larry might have to do what a lot of companies do, which is put in place a training course for his employees, and in this case for his personal assistants. Maybe even hire Buddha occasionally to lay out the expectations and blueprint for those hired or looking to be hired, because training is an attribute of many jobs. And I also wonder what would happen if Larry and Kendall sat down to sort through Kendall's responsibilities, because they might discover that there may be in fact some things that Kendall is liable for that actually should be delegated to other people in that respected field. Sometimes the person is playing 50 million living roles, and sometimes when business is booming, you need 2 personal assistances. I know men and women in business who have multiple personal assistances, which is something Larry is more than likely going to have to acquire as his business and profession expand, shall. Now, Larry is shook that Shamaka once again yielded his criticisms to Kendall, who initiated the convo to begin with, and Larry just can't believe that Shamaka acted right, because he don't believe Shamaka can handle talking to Kendall about his job without Shamaka wanting to strangle Kendall to loving death. But Locklear, being Shamaka's witness, did report that Shamaka did good and flexed his tone and mindfulness of the way he engaged Kendall on the subject, and kudos to you, Shamaka. Because the only way that Kendall and Maka can even get on a good page, Larry, is if they avoiding one another, but actually engage each other and utilize the information and methods and communications that they have exchanged between one another and perfect those things. Practice is what makes perfect, not avoidance. Larry, stop expecting the worst from Shamaka. He is a God-given minister. If God expects the best out of Shamaka, you certainly can too. Now, drama keeps unfolding as the single black woman in Vincent Hill is being triggered and feeling unprotected by the black men in his life, which in this case would be Shamaka and Larry Reid live. And this feeling was stimulated by a situation that popped off between Vincent and Todd Delaney, who's a oversized midget in the words of Vincent, where they almost came to blows right before Larry's eyes. And I agree with Vincent that amongst the tribe, there's supposed to be an unspoken code that when a hoe comes for one of us, they're coming for all of us. And we all should hold the fence and beat the hell out of a disrespectful ninja. Period. See, Vincent was supposed to swing first, and Larry was supposed to follow up with the damn uppercut. And then y'all both played trampoline on that fool's unconscious body afterwards. But I completely understand why Larry sat there and privately desired to see the 2 titans fight that thing out old school gladiator style. And that's because no matter how saved a man is, his biological testosterone adrenalized self will kick in and result to the real God-given conflict resolution amongst humanity, which is all out war and fighting, baby. World star, world star, world star, world star. Larry also knew that it would make for a good goddamn scene in one of these damn future episodes of Reading Things My Way as well. Good business strategy, Larry. But on a more serious note, just like Kendall's situation at Thanksgiving, there seems to be this running theme in the group that there's this feeling of not being protected or heard or seen or not being shown up for. And we're getting the same situation from a different player, and that's Vincent in this case. And once again, I think that these are teachable moments for the group, that the universe is trying to make this tribe aware, and what is missing through the complaints of those who are members of that tribe. And we can only get better when we allow ourselves to take the opportunities that deepen our self-awareness or group awareness. This is how no child ends up left behind, is by a heightened sense of awareness. Now, Shamaka gets to yelling and raising his hands to talk, and I understand why Shamaka has to start being aggressive and violent, because he's basically arguing with the spirit of women within these men. And y'all know how the divine feminine just like to yap and yap and yap and yap and damn yap and whine and whine and whine and damn whine, until the divine masculine has to step in and say, shut the hell up, god damn it. If Shamaka gotta damn near pull out a Uzi just to get a sentence in during a conversation he's asked to be a part of at that, then it means y'all are definitely doing too much. See, Shamaka, I'm fair. Now, in this conversation, it's clear to me that Larry does not want Shamaka to be seen as a redeemed man made righteous through the blood, life, and death of the Black Holy Ghost. So he starts reminding Vincent that Shamaka will start shooting at people and throwing bricks through a car window as an act of road rage. Now, what I do like about Vincent is that he's going to speak his mind and his feelings, and that's extremely healthy. I just wish Larry was a little bit more receptive to Vincent and Kendall about the emotional labor they feel he doesn't reciprocate, because they only trying to make him a better friend and a better man, because it's not just them. Elisa and the girls have expressed feeling a emotional disconnect from Larry as well. And when everyone that's close to you, not these raggedy dusties who on the outside of your life, not these randoms and strangers in comment sections, but when the people who are actually close to you keep saying the same thing again and again and again, it's time for some self-reflection. Now, of course, Larry being a Aquarius male, this will be an area of work for him, because Aquarius males are very lighthearted and more playful in their approach to conflict. And because they're not emotionally invested in the mess, they're able to be more relaxed, almost juvenile in their responses to serious matters. I was married to an Aquarius, and having grown folk conversation with him was like communicating to a 10-year-old. Great sense of humor, but completely handicapped in approaching serious matters with a more serious tone. Now, to Larry's point, he is only messy somewhat online, but in all actuality, Larry is very diplomatic and nonsensical. Now, Larry got into a rant about his ego still being bruised from Lisa leaving him for a whole woman. Now, you know, Larry, that even though you may have the key to Lisa's front door, they say that only a woman knows how to effectively work that key in another woman. See, y'all men just be trying to jam the key in the hole, but a woman understands that it's all about being gentle with the key, making sure not to damage it, but to honor it and to be gentle in its wiggle wiggle and jiggle jiggle, if you know what I mean. See, women don't like all that rough, choking, hard sex and stuff. They only tolerate it from y'all because they know y'all are barbaric and animalistic, but a lady wants to be treated like a goddess in the bedroom, not a punching bag. That's what the damn gym is for. Now, child, this counseling session was a mess for all the right reasons. The counselor got to tell Larry not to be so pushy and abrasive with the girls, cause that will only lead them further into secrecy and privacy, rather than the openness, especially with personality types like Zoe, who is a lot like Kendall, very laid back and introverted. Cause all of Larry's charisma will intimidate her. She wouldn't be able to energetically line up with it, so he have to speak her language to get her to communicate. And that the family needs to spend more quality time together, because the girls are getting older and no life is worth carving out for oneself if you're missing out on all the best parts of the human experience, which is the people we love. When everyone is on their deathbed, they won't be thinking about their jobs or their Maybachs or vacations, but the people they did life with. And staying connected to that truth keeps us present despite our material obligation. Who Larry should keep the same energy with is Lisa. And might I add, I was very proud of Larry for being able to admit that he didn't really speak to Lisa about his plight against her to the extent in which he should have, and that he will work on being more upfront, because Lisa made it clear that she is no longer a little girl. Now, one of the wonderful things that I loved about the counseling session is how Larry was fighting for Zoe and how observant he was as it relates to Zoe's dynamic with Lisa and her sister, and establishing that Zoe is a different type of female, which is important because this will help them to customize activities and purchases that are considerate of Zoe's interests, which may not be all the hyper feminine and girly things that her female counterparts enjoy. Zoe is a gamer and less interested in appearing trendy. She seems more interested in doing things that excite and interest her rather than dressing in a way that warrants attention. She's more modest and relaxed in that way, and mommy Lisa has to continue to work on not trying to make Zoe into a carbon copy of her version of femininity, which came up in the last scene at the restaurant where Lisa made mention to Zoe that she wants her to bring out her feminine side a little bit more. The question I would ask you, Lisa, is for whose sake and satisfaction would Zoe do that for? Is it hers or yours? Because there's a tribe for girls like Zoe. She doesn't have to be anything she's not to navigate the world socially. I would suggest that y'all, as the parents, instead support her in finding her tribe, her club of like-minded people, so that she understands that it's okay to be exactly who she is, and there's a world of people just like her for her. Another thing that I want to mention before I wrap this review up is the conversation around sexuality. There seems to be some speculation around Zoe's sexuality, and I think maybe it was even concluded that Zoe likes both girls and guys. She's bi or pansexual. She can go either way. Larry decided to say that she needs to take her time and explore and, you know, date guys and stuff to make sure sexuality, and he already knows this, doesn't work that way. You like what you like, and Zoe will make the best decisions for her. You don't have to teach someone sexuality. What you do have to teach them is not condemning themselves for their affinity toward one sex or the other. Zoe will bond with whatever male or female she naturally does, and as long as Zoe is happy, the rest of us can be too. So I'm really interested in seeing Zoe as the underdog, as Larry would call her. Be supported. Stop trying to alter her and decorate her and make her in the image of you guys. Just teach her in the ways you would have her to go, which is to be integral, which is to know how to take care of herself, which is to know how to self-help herself, and just being a good person to everyone she decides to share her heart with in this world. The rest of it is up to Zoe. She can dress how she wants. She can have whatever career she wants. She can marry and love and smooch on whoever she wants to smooch on, baby. Just make sure that you're just raising really good human beings. The rest of this shit really falls by the wayside. Now, that wraps up my commentary, girl. I was not going to give y'all no damn 2-hour long review, but this episode was really nice. It was really cozy. We got an insight view into the Reid's dynamic and more so of what they go through behind the scenes. I think that the family is really on the right track. It's also interesting to see men dealing with their emotionality and trying to figure out how to better communicate with each other, because a lot of reality shows are actually centered around women. So to see men engaging in reality TV and also dealing with their interpersonal relationships amongst each other is super refreshing. There were some technical difficulties, but like Larry told you guys, they kind of rushed the episode. Some people got fired as well. They have a whole new system that they're going to be working with now, so you guys won't see muted scenes and all of this. You guys will see more confessionals from the other castmates as well. Okay, they're working this thing out because they're shooting it in real time, so of course there's bound to be error, but Larry is promising that episode 3 is going to be perfection, and from here on out, girl, it's going to be due diligence. So if you have not seen episode 2, make sure that you put your ass on over to episode 2. Check it out when you get some time. All of Larry's information, of course, will be in the description box below. You guys also know where to find my email. My donation options are also in the description box as well. I have some more content coming out for you guys, so just stay tuned. I love you all. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. See you guys on Sunday. I love you guys. Peace.